Hello and welcome to EDFL TV for another week. If you're viewing this, you're viewing it through EDFL Footy web channel on YouTube, courtesy of Sporting Pulse.
Finally.
Good stuff, isn't it, Matthew?
Great to have our own web TV channel for the Essendon District Football League.
Of course, we're doing the hard yards here for the EDFL, the web TV video. Second take, bit deflating the first one. Best show of all time, but unfortunately, have to do another take, but that's all right. We're committed.
Committed EDFL people, board member, media, paid manager. It's fantastic here in the EDFL. This is the stuff we do for our viewers on EDFL TV. Massive round in football was Division 2, absolutely flying at the moment.
Up and about.
It was a great round of footy in all three divisions, and who said the three divisions wouldn't be successful? Going very well, and 95% of clubs very happy. The other 5 were just a bit of a teething, but some fantastic results last round.
Let's go through them. Moonee Valley, Hillside, 229-point winners over Jacana. Moonee Valley is the big one though. 10-goal victors over East Keilor. 12 goals to 3 in the second half to bring it home. Probably the biggest win across all three divisions in the EDFL. All eyes on Division 2. Yeah,
definitely. It was a great win by Moonee Valley. These clubs were playing in 2004 in A grade against each other in 2005, so now they're playing in our third division.
Yeah.
Remarkable. East Keilor, though, would be very disappointed with that. With quality,
few players out, apparently.
Yeah, they did have a few out, but they still had Mickey Turner and a good enough list through their midfield playing. But great win to Moonee Valley. The Wilson brothers were great. Big Leroy Spall played a great role for him up forward. A fantastic team effort and very fit. They ran all over him at the end, Moonee Valley.
And the other result was Keilor Park, 8-point winners over Roxburgh Park, and that throws a massive spanner in the works as far as the ladder positions now.
Can they make the finals?
In Division 2, they're 13.17% behind on Roxburgh Park. East Keilor play Keilor Park.
Oof.
So in all likelihood, if Keilor Park are going to have to make up 13.17%, they probably need a win against East Keilor, and Roxburgh Park play Hillside. So probably Roxburgh Park just need to apply some good scoreboard pressure, make sure they don't get belted, and they should sew up 4th spot, with Moonee Valley having sewed up 3rd spot, and Hillside up top with East Keilor on 2nd.
Back when you were in primary school, Keilor Park and East Keilor were massive arch rivals in A grade in the 90s, when local football was very local and they lived in their suburbs. And this will be a cracking game, and great to have that rivalry again a week before the finals in Division 2.
Mid-90s, you're in your prime then, weren't you, Matty?
The young player playing for Maribyrnong Park there. 16-year-old played my first senior game, and we got belted by 30 goals. But that's how bad we were going back then.
And the youngest ever board member in EDFL history. Don't forget that.
It is the youngest board member in local footy history. It's great to be, and I love being in the board of directors, and it's a great honour to be able to work hard for the EDFL clubs in all seriousness.
Don't forget, follow him on Twitter, @Matthew Pelios, and you can follow @EDFL Footy, and don't forget Facebook. I feel like I'm preaching to the converted, though, all the people watching here. If you've got people, family members, friends, aren't involved, aren't following us, aren't liking us, get into their ear and get them on.
Yep, like us on Facebook, get us on Twitter, I'll tweet you back, and fantastic to talk EDFL football amongst fans and the local community.
All right, let's go to Premier Division now, and let's go through the results from last weekend. It was Strathmore, 6-goal victors over their local rivals, Essendon Duda Stars.
Heard it was a cracking game.
Yes, Maribyrnong Park, 12 points over Keilor, kicked the last 2 goals of the game to get that 12-point margin. Match of the day broadcast, great stuff down there at Maribyrnong Park. 15-19 though, some worrying signs there for Marby there. Inaccurate kicking could have cost them, but didn't in the end. Avondale Heights, 5 points over Pascoval. Dennis Bicer, he's missed 5 games for the season.
Not happy.
And they've lost all 5. That was one of them. Aberfeldy, 76-point victors over Craigieburn, and Greenvale, 102 points over Oak Park.
Doing it beautifully, Anthony Rocks, man. Second half was just a demolishing of Oak Park.
What do you make of the rest of the results, especially the one with Maribyrnong Park, which pretty much means now destiny in their own hands? They're a game clear in 4th position of Oak Park now with that result.
Look, it was a great win against Keilor. Keilor really stocked up, had a very good side in, a lot of quality across the board, and were playing pretty good football other than the Strathmore loss a few weeks back. Hadn't done much wrong the last 6 weeks. A very good standard game of football. It was physical, it was clean, it was hard. Garth on one end, Barling back from Maribyrnong Park up the other end, kicked 4 goals, 6 up forward. It was a fantastic game, and look, Marby nearly kicked themselves out of it. And a more impressive win for Marby with Towner, Ayres, Livingston, and a couple of others they did have out, Laverty and Buttigieg. So some quality they had out, and I'd be very happy with that. It just shows how close 4th to sort of 8th or 9th is, especially another win which was Avondale Heights beating Pascoe Vale. I mean,
absolutely
best 9th side in local football, Division 1 Avondale Heights Footy Club.
Yep, they've won 4 games now, Avondale Heights, and got some big scalps, and Pascoe Vale was one of them, considering their form was pretty red hot, the Panthers.
Yeah,
Let's just go through the games.
They were phenomenal before that round, and they would be shattered with that.
Games this week: Oak Park versus Strathmore, Battle of the Creek, local rivals, grand finalists last year, to both of them. Strathmore getting over the line, and Michael O'Brien goal. 8 minutes to go.
What
some
a goal!
Fond memories there for the Moors, but Oak Park really struggling this time around, aren't they?
They are, and it looks like it's going to be a long day in the office for the Oakers. They'll come out hard like they did the first time around between these two sides, but Strathmore, just the quality in the midfield. Fitzgerald back, Yakabuchi's doing really well. Nathan Lyons, the ex-Sandfield player, playing great football.
Nathan Lyons, not the off-spinner from South Australia.
Great name. Could be him actually just making a trip for the Moors. But big Jay Wilton as well, the man, the Nick Mazzio lookalike there, is great athlete, the ex-basketball. Won I think a comp down there in the Macedon League. He's been a find as well for him. After a slow season, adapting to EDFL footy. The Moors are by 5 or 6, but Oak Park will put a good fight.
Battle of Hume, Craigieburn versus Greendale. Anthony Rock has dismissed any suggestions that he'll be resting players. Full strength team to go up there to DS Aiken and get the job done, you'd reckon?
They will not lose this to the Greendale Footy Club. Professional outfit. Anthony Rock, the best coach just about in local footy.
Digby Morrell? No.
Digby Morrell's good.
Either, you'd take either one.
You'd take either. Digby's a foot, but Anthony Rock's he's got a lot of McGuan about him. He's just such an astute thinker and intelligent man, and just does his homework. And
a Hadfield boy too.
He's a Hattie boy, one of the best products to come out of the Hadfield Footy Club, and a proud Hadfield boy. Helped with the luncheon last year, but they'll be too good, the Greenvale Footy Club against Craigieburn. Best of luck to both sides. Next
game, Essendon Duda Stars versus Avondale Heights. Given Avondale's form and the way they play, give them every chance at the big confines down there at Buckley Park.
Yeah, definitely. Blokes like Shelley, Grabowski, Mangan, they spread really well. This will be a fantastic game, but Essendon Duda Stars are in fine form as well. I think at home they'll get the chocolates here, playing great football. Robbie Hicks in great form. Morris and Carter Felt, I think, back as well. Look, they'll be just a little bit too strong at their home ground. Barham won't lose this game.
The result last week for Pascoe Vale probably means now they're not going to go in as favourites at home to Maribyrnong Park, but a couple of weeks ago you probably could have almost penciled this in for Pascoe Vale.
This time last week I would have tipped Pascoe Vale by 3 or 4 goals. They get Bison back. They maybe get Peaks back, who's had a bit of tendinitis there. So look, they've got a very strong side, very physical side, Pascoe Vale. They start well. Marby Park should get Heath Ayres back, which will be fantastic for the club. And I think Towner and Buttigieg, so they get some physical players back. It'll be a cracking game. I think Marby just going on last week's results, but this will be a fantastic game of footy.
He's had osteitis pubis, hasn't he, Ayres? And it'd be great to get a player of his quality back, especially if they're going to slip into the 4 now. And going to be a very dangerous 4th side in Premier Division.
Yeah, and I think Holland is, he's been telling me the last 3 weeks he'll be
mind
back.
Games between him and Mick McGuan last week, wasn't it?
It was his most intense mind games I've seen. It's great, the rivalry between the 2 ex-Collingwood men.
If only Mick McGuan was on Twitter.
Yeah, it'd be great. Brody was baffling him with the social network with Mick Spies were having a look and relaying messages, but he's a very hard man to baffle with the master, Mick McGuan. But look, Holland's been telling me the last 3 weeks he'll be back, so I'm not going to say it because he could not be back and could let us down. But I hope Brody Holland does play this week as well. Cracking game of football down at Rayburn Reserve it will be.
Speaking of Mick McGuan, his men Keeler host Aberfeldy in the Match of the Day broadcast. Teo and his men will be down there covering the game for Northwest FM, 2 p.m. at 98.9.
The best broadcast team in local footy, Teo and Chris Weaver. Big Frankie, your man, does a good job. And Alex Spangaro, she's been an absolute find.
Class act. Keeler, out of the running now. Aberfeldy sewed up 3rd spot. How are you going to see this one panning out?
Yeah, look, more the fact that from mentally, Mick McGuan is the best coach to get a side up mentally, but how the Keeler boys going to go in this side knowing that they're not going to play finals. At home, they spread well on their big ground. They were good last week. Garth, very hard to stop. El Hooley may get the job on him. Maybe Kefford to go back. Mal Michael may start forward to stretch Keeler's back line. If Putt plays as well, he'll be massive for Keeler. Look, this will be a close game. I just think Aberfeldy will start getting some players back. And they've just got so much class across the board. Norris playing good football, the Hislops, and also Gareth Phillips is a very good player.
All right, so that is it for Premier Division. Don't forget Keeler Aberfeldy Match of the Day broadcast, 98.9. Let's go to Division 1, and just quickly, can I go through the results for last round, please?
What a
Lakes,
cracking round.
123 points, belted West Meadows.
League holder, 8 goals.
Superb efforts. A lot of goals through all games. Just let me go through them, please. Matthew, 8 points, Tullamarine. Vernon kicking 7. Big win there by Ash Manning's men. Glenroy,
Strong.
possibly the upset of the season.
Oof.
Although given Glenroy's form, he gave him a sniff last week. They won by 3 points with Adam Dennis kicking 5 goals. Former Aberfeldy man. He's kicked 30 for the year. Just going under the radar with Big Lance down there. And of course, West Coburg, 46 points over Northern Saints. Scotty Granger, lazy 10 goals for the big man.
He's a great player, Scotty Granger.
What'd you make of those results, mate?
An unbelievable round. The Glenroy Airport West is the one everyone wants to talk about. They are now the real deal. Their last month's been superb. They beat West Coburg at West Coburg. They've knocked off the unbeatable Airport West. Their form's been fantastic. They seem to be getting the right mix on the field, and I just think they've some of the players have played the last couple of years have actually having great seasons. Campbell's a lot fitter. Baker's having a good season. Dennis coming in has been fantastic with his A-grade experience, and they're not relying on Woodhouse and Lance or 1 or 2 players like they have in the past seasons.
Woodhouse in your top 50?
Oh, he's my top 20. As we said on the radio, it was a small typo error, but Heath Woodhouse is a great player. Best mate of Daniel Nugget Nolan.
Yes, no doubt on that one. Let's just quickly go through the ladder as it stands. Airport West with that loss, they're still 2 points clear of West Coburg. Glenroy now all but sewed up 3rd spot on 48 points. Taylor's Lakes are also a game clear in 4th, ahead of Tullamarine.
Yep.
Tulla's percentage though is superior. Tulla win both games. They give themselves every chance, but the thing is they play Glenroy and they play West Coburg next week, whereas Taylor's Lakes have got Hadfield this week and Northern Saints next week. So you'd argue the better draw for Taylor's Lakes, and with the game in hand, destiny in their own hands, obviously. Hadfield are in 6th position, 2 points clear of Northern Saints, 7th, and West Meadows round out the 8, sitting down the bottom. Let's go through this week's game, and it's a blockbuster up the top of the ladder. West Coburg versus Airport West. Last time these two teams met, it was Airport West absolutely blitzed. 65-point victors they were. Yeah,
look, I went to that game, and Harris, Contessa, Barbero, the bigger bodies through the middle, Airport West really got them an advantage.
And the interesting thing is, last time they beat West Coburg, they came off their first loss of the season against Hadfield. This time they've lost to Glenroy.
Correct.
And coming up against West Coburg again. Maybe the spur on they need.
Definitely. It was against West Coburg last time after that Hadfield loss. But look, they will be shell-shocked from the Glenroy loss. They really probably didn't expect it. They expected a tough game. It's going to be a great game of footy because West Coburg lost at their ground last time versus Glenroy. They rarely lose at home. I mean, Fidax is in great form, but Ibrahim Attic, next under-18, Kilo, best in comp winners, in great form as well. Rabi Houch will suit the small ground. He'll be hungry. They've got a great experience with Trav Micklewade as well. Scotty Granger's going to be hard to stop. It's going to be a great game of football. Is this the big test Airport West Footy Club need?
The shootout, Granger and Kenny. It's going to be on. 2
of the best. I think on radio you asked me for my top 5 best players in Division 1, and I put both these 2 in there, and they've proved me right. 2 of the best in the business. It's going to be a cracking game of football. Great matchups all across the ground. And look, Airport West, if Harrison is stopped, it's going to be tough because the centre clearance is out of the middle. It is always a tough one on a small, shore reserve.
2 words, answer. Who's going to win?
Airport West.
Very well done. Next game, Tullamarine versus Glenroy. The Ash Manning Cup again.
Big fella.
Last week was the Ash Manning Cup. He used to coach Hadfield against Taylor's Lakes. Glenroy legend, and of course former coach as well.
The Mick Maguana Division 1, we like to call him, and little genius of a coach, the 6'6" man is.
How are you going to see this one panning out?
Going to be a great game of football. You can't tip against Glenroy, the form that they're in. Ash Manning, though, lost against Glenroy. He has a great record against Glenroy, but got touched up last time. Going to be a very close game. Their top 18 are very good. Probably drop off a little bit at the end, Tullamarine, due to lack of depth.
Undermanned at the minute, according to Ash.
Yeah, they are. So, but they've still got the quality playing good footy. David Scott, your man. Cole Laurie. The main sort of players are playing great football.
David Scott was sensational last week.
Cameron Hare as well has been consistent and maybe a top 5 in the comp as well. Glenroy, just for me, just on form, can go either way and just shows how good Division 1 is.
Yep, the 46ers are definitely up and about. The next one, Northern Saints versus West Meadows. Bit of a dead rubber, this one. The Saints as well. Not going to make finals, and West Meadows, they've been absolutely awful the last few weeks.
Yeah,
Popping a hammering Mick Nickbard's men.
Yeah, disappointing for the players that they got. They picked up quality players from last year. After last year, Brad Hollow especially, Monteith, fit, who was a ex-Heidelberg player, ex-Avondale player, as well as Barride Singh, who's overseas, a big loss. Disappointing.
Machine.
Northern Saints at home will be too good, and they'll get the chocolates here. Just a bit unlucky to make finals, but a very good football club.
Yep, no doubt. Next game, Hadfield versus Taylors Lakes, and Martin Reserve for Taylors Lakes has been a bit of an unhappy hunting ground. In their premiership year, they got done there by the Hawks.
Yep.
We know what the Hawks are capable of at home, up against it. Really blew a chance last week. Really disappointing. They'll really want to get back for that performance.
It's going to be a tough game for them. Taylors Lakes are a physical side as well, very big bodies. The thing with Taylors Lakes that maybe the league didn't expect is they were always going to improve an extra 10 or 15%.
Sitting in the relegation zone at the start of the year, weren't they?
They were, interestingly, and it was remarkable after getting touched up. But guys like Manson now, who'll come back fresh. Calder's picked up. They picked up McFerrin halfway through the year. Morelli, who had a year and a half overseas, is now in the second half really picking up. They're as good as fourth side in Division 2 as you'll see anywhere across Victoria. They're a former premiership side. They'll know how to play finals. And Mark D'Souza.
Oh, how good's his form?
4
goals last week.
The Souza brothers are in remarkable form in 2012, but Sharky is a great player and he's up there for the competition again.
Yeah, absolutely. He will be polling very well in the competition votes, you would suggest. Matty, that's all for senior football. Just a few housekeeping matters. Of course, on Friday night, we've got the youth girls and the under-18s Division 3 competition grand finals at Keilor. Great to see the girls getting out there and having a kick the first year in the competition with that one.
Yep, be fantastic.
Also, the Division 6 grand finals. A big well done to Burnside Heights. Their first year in the competition. Under-10s have made the grand final. And also some good news for them as well. They've appointed an under-14 and an under-16 coach for next year with a few players as well. So hopefully they can get them up and have a full rung of teams.
Anyone that lives out in that area, Burnside Heights are a great growing football club and part of the Eastern District Footy League's future. East Sunbury as well.
Yeah, speaking of coaches and new clubs.
Mayo is Casey Willen, may have the job there. Former Aberfeldy, under-18 premiership coach in the early 2000s. East Sunbury is a club that we want to promote as well. The future out in a growing area in the EDFL, and we hope players not playing in the EFL would like to go down there and play there. So spread the word about East Sunbury Footy Club as well. Also, I heard, mate, your Lance Piccioni, ex-AFL North and Hawthorn player, personal trainer, training you down at FitFX Gym, Michael Pell, the ex-hard man there, mate. So get down there and train with Lance and look like the young fella. That's good to see.
Yeah. All right.
Hopefully you'll get a gig in the EDFL soon.
Yeah, a bit of a physical game in the EDFL, I hear, so might need to bulk up, of course. Maybe I can get a few off you.
Yeah, I'm on the Craig Burrows protein, so you never know. But also, mate, I'm very excited because I'll be going down to the under-14 Sixers grand final on Keilor on Saturday. And just two of my best mates, kids are playing there. Big Mick Howard owns FitFX Gym there in Essendon. His son, Jackson Howard, is the under-14 Aberfeldy co-captain, and he goes up against the old warrior, Paul Harrison, and a legend in the EDFL, son Jordan Harrison, who's the under-14 captain for Marby. So I'm excited about that game on Sunday. Excited about the EDFL in general. It's happy times for the EDFL.
Heating up, isn't it?
It is, and we just ask all the parents to look after the umpires and officials and support with their best manners and intention, but enjoy the day. But we really ask everyone to be in their best behaviours in junior finals footy. Airport West got a cracking sportsman night coming up
Spud
Saturday.
Frawley, Sam Kekovich, Brendan Favola.
Big Alan Torrance doing the Terry Danaher lookalike as well, and big Scorcher, Sean Triplett emceeing as well. Been a great night of EDFL TV. Great to be here in the house here. It's 10:30 at night time. My wife's going to absolutely kill me. But this is
we're both in strife here.
We love the EDFL.
Absolutely. That's all we have time for. Don't forget, Facebook, Twitter, get on board. Radio station this week. This man's hosting the EDFL Footy Show. And don't forget the Match of the Day broadcast, Keilor versus Aberfeldy. As we said, EDFL Footy is absolutely heating up as we get towards finals. Keep up, keep about, and keep on EDFL TV. We'll see you next week.
Give me a handball, son. Give me a handball. Oh. Mate, if you played in the EDFL, you wouldn't get away with not handballing. It's a very hard, fit, team-orientated competition, son.